All protocols established and observed. Minister, thanks for your intervention. Appreciated. DSG, also your intervention and your excellencies. Thank you for your interventions today. Our theme this year, dependence to resilience, fueling our recovery with sustainable energy. You know, my mother always told my mother, I should say, bless her, and my wife, that I have a message, but I'm not the messenger. My mother used to say, don't give up, my boy. So no, I am here standing before you, you beautiful people, here and virtually, to tell you about this message. We are resilient collectively, not separately. We seem to be afraid, or there's a limiting factor that is not causing us to operate in a regional framework. But I believe we'll get there. The great reggae icon, Bob Marley, said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Or emancipation from mental slavery is a very critical one. This is going to be our true independence. Is it the color of our skin that defines us? Is it our accent or the country we are from that defines us? I don't believe that. I believe it's being human that defines us. We were given this trait that's called free will. Give us the freedom to make our choices for a possible course of action, unimpeded. Choices that can have consequences. Are we responsible, and should we be held accountable for the severity of the climate events? We will need to apologize sincerely to our children to start the healing process. They are watching us, and they are holding us accountable. But children, you are going to become adults, and your children will hold you accountable. This is the circle of life. We should not condemn our world to destruction. It is our human capacity that defines our resilience. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, the UNFCCC, otherwise called, has made efforts to bring focus to climate change agenda. And in the most recent Conference of Party Dialogue, COP26, countries within the Alliance of Small Island States negotiated for their lives. At least that was my impression, as the slogan is 1.5 to stay alive. This means we, the world, will need to maintain temperatures not to go above 1.5, above in pre-industrial levels. And they say if it goes above this, it's going to be detrimental for our region. We can refer to our recent past: Thomas, Maria, Irma, Dorian, Elsa, to name a few. I know they are very familiar to you, etched in your memory, scarred. I recall in high school, Hurricane Gilbert left us without water and electricity for over 3 months. I used to go to my bed, wiping my feet, because there was water continuously pouring in the house for 3 months. We went to no school for 3 months. I can't imagine what COVID is doing to our children today, not able to have physical connection with their teachers. Citizens of the region, I implore you to pay attention to this. Children, I know you're not shy. We know you have concerns. I implore you, speak to your parents. Students, speak to your teachers. And you, the adults, and the voting public, speak to your constituent representatives on this matter, your governments, your prime ministers. Do not ignore the signs. Mother Earth, as we affectionately call her, do not see color, do not see creed. She does not see borders or political divides like the current global pandemic. And if we refuse to pay attention, she will purge herself and regain some normalcy. And her purging so far has cost us dearly. We are negotiating to stay alive. Some are negotiating economic benefits from the climate crisis. the climate race we need to win. On our current trajectory, based on the recent synthesis report done by the UNFCCC, temperature increase would surpass 2 degrees C, which will result in devastation, mostly for us in the Caribbean and members of the AOSs. Regional prime ministers, premiers, ministers, I gather that bilateral negotiations you have with your international community are important to you, supporting your respective energy programs, among other things. But please, please, I beg you, always view your discussions through negotiations through a regional lens. Please work through, maybe better yet, please work with your regional institutions. You have established them to leverage economies of scale, leveraging our regional human capacity. Did you know we have established thematic hubs across the region for most of the technology we are considering to develop in this region? The University of the West Indies, which most of you may have attended, has 3 thematic hubs. The Cable campus, solar thermal, obviously contributed to our good friend, Mr. Husband. Mona campus, solar PV, and the St. Augustine campus, e-mobility. The OECS Commission, geothermal. The Guyana Energy Agency, hydropower. Wigton Wind Farm, wind. And the Caribbean Community for Climate Change Center, bioenergy, and as you know, as the name suggests, climate change. And at the CCREEE, the Caribbean Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. And to note, we also have Regional University Network, who recently signed, I think 2 years ago, they signed a declaration committing them to work together on emerging technologies, OTEC, offshore wind, hydrogen, the premier energy carrier, among others. Just remember, you are not alone. We are 18.2 million strong. That's approximately the population of CARICOM member states. Did you know the world population just over 2,000 years ago was actually 300 million? And today it's 7.9 billion. To the international community, please see the value in the regional leaders' vision in establishing these regional institutions. And I hope you share this vision. Participate in regional programs for the region, by the region, leaving no man behind. We are trying to protect our lives. I don't think it's asking for a lot. I think it's a reasonable ask. Regional prime ministers, premiers, ministers, citizens of this region, don't get distracted. Don't get separated. Don't be divided and devoured. You are stronger together. Pay attention and let's work together. Dependence to resilience, people and partnership. Our resilience depends on it. Please let our children's hope alive. They are watching us keenly to model the way. Let us walk the talk. Let us demonstrate to infiltrate. I thank you.